Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for this new battle report around my solo campaign Operation Dark Winter. In today's video we are doing mission number 9, and our goal today is to solve this GTF patrol that is ambushed by some rioters. The goal is to make contact with them and extract them from the board. First thing I'm going to do is define my point of entry, so I will roll a die. On a 1 it will be here, 2, 3 and a 4, and on 5, 6 I will re-roll. And it will be a 4, so we will be deployed on that part of the board, which is great. It's not too far from the ambush area. Then next up, what I will do is that I will take this token and place it somewhere else on the board. And what I will do also is a roll to define how many supply crates will be randomly placed on the board. Supply crates are an automatic loot. So let's first roll a D3, a dice 3. So for 2 supply crates will be placed on the board. Now I will select that randomly. I will give number to different parts of the board. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. On a 3 it will be on this one of those 4 tiles, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be on that area, so I'm just going to place that supply crate over here in front of the store. And same thing for the second supply crate. On a 2 it will be there. 1, 2, 3, 4, I will reroll the 6. On the 1 it will be in the middle of the construction area. So I just set up everything. As you can see here, all my guys are placed with their ammo in their magazine. I have rolled for the Fog of War card, so 5, 10 and 12. We are at turn 1. Deck of the enemy is ready. Here are the loot. My model has been deployed on the board, and just have Shane Walsh over here that is equipped with the sniper rifle that will be deployed off table. And to define that, I will use a scatter dice. If it's pointing toward the wall over here, I will reroll, so it's just pointing in that direction. So let's just check where he will be positioned. Okay, so perfect. So he will be positioned there, and in one range interval, so that means 32 inches from the center of the board, which is okay, which is great. So I will place him and I will show you his line of sight. So this is the location of our sniper off table. It's actually pretty close to the board. We can imagine that here we have a building and he just came on top of that building. So this is his line of sight on the board, so he can see a bit the patrol, he can see the street below him, he can see also the back over here, so he can have a pretty good cover, but since he's pretty close to the board, he can also be engaged, the enemy can fire at him. So yeah, I will need to keep in mind that, and yeah, maybe I will wait a couple of turns for those 2 tokens here to move away to start engaging them. So yeah, that's the end of the deployment. I think we are now ready to start. We are now ready to start turn 1. My objective will be to move my team as quick as possible to make contact with the GTF patrol. I already have 3 tokens next to me. There is 1 over here and 2 there, so this is already a pretty dangerous place. I will try to maybe make contact only with the 2 of them on the right side and leave the other one yeah, behind that car. I don't want to enter a battle with 3 tokens at once. So yeah, let's move on to the movement phase. End of my movement phase. I've moved those 2 guys here, Alani Kelso, which have a reduced stats since she's tired, so she got a -2 to all her stats. She's alongside John McClane, then we have the 4 model over here. Alani Kelso deployed her Airburst Seeker Mine, which is basically a grenade that jumps into the air and that explodes up in the air. So that's next to her, and she can send that towards the enemy during the combat phase. Also, what I forget to do is that for each building now inside for each mission I will roll a dice, and if I obtain a 6, this building is contaminated and I can't enter inside the building without equipment, and this is one of the equipment that allow you to enter contaminated building. And I roll for all of them, and actually we have this one that is contaminated, so I won't be able to enter that one. I can just go inside with Jonesy over here, which is equipped with the gas mask. So that's it for my movement phase. Alani Kelso is ready to launch her grenade, and now let's move on to the enemy movement phase. So I move all the enemy token, and it's already looking pretty bad for that GTF patrol. So we have those 2 tokens over here. I will draw 1 card for each of them since they move pretty closely to my team over here. There is one over here that is getting really close to the GTF patrol, same thing on the other side. And we also have one on the rear. So first thing what I'm going to do is draw 1 card for that token and 1 card for that token there. So let's draw a first card. Okay, so the first one is already an enemy level 1 and the second one is an enemy level 2. Okay, that's perfect. So here enemy level 1, here enemy level 2. Let's roll a dice to define how many enemies. So for the level 1 enemies, we have a 1. Okay, perfect. That's just 1 assaulter, so that's great. And for the level 2 enemy, ooh, that's not great. 3 assaulter, 1 tank, 1 sniper, and that's a tank. So we have 4 assaulter on that second group over here. So let me first place those models on the board, and I will check the rest after. So here I've placed the first set of models, so we have 1 AK on the back, and here we have the group of 4 models with a tank in the middle with an RPG, so that's really dangerous. Now let's check the other token. So we have 1 token over here, 1 token there, and also 1 token on the right, so I will draw the card in that order. So the first one, enemy level 1, second one 2 civilian, and the third one is empty. Whew, finally empty. Okay, so for enemy level 1, a 3, it's 2 assaulter and 1 rusher or 1 controller, and it will be run rusher. So let me place that on the board. So here I place the group of enemy on this alley ready to fire on my GTF patrol. On the other side I have 2 civilians and nothing on the token on the right. And I just also noticed that there is 1 token over here, so I will just also draw 1 card for that token. And this one, it's 1 civilian. Okay, perfect. We don't need any more enemy. We already have way too much on the board for a first turn. So that's the end of the enemy movement phase. Now I will move on to my GTF patrol movement phase. So here I just basically placed all my guys in cover, so they will all get +2 in defense. And now we can move on to the combat phase. Combat phase, the first thing I'm going to do before anything is to use my let me pull up the card, my Airburst Seeker Mine that is over here. So this Airburst Seeker Mine is basically like a grenade, so I need to roll a die. Oh, damn it. Yeah, I need first to roll a die to see if my grenade land where I want. And actually, I'm aiming at right at the base next to the tank, so that's where I'm aiming. So let's first roll a die. Oh damn, that's a miss. So basically Alani Kelso have a shooting stat of 5, -2 because she's tired, so that's a 3, +2 that's a 5, and I needed a 8. That means that the grenade doesn't go where I want. The grenade will move in a D6 direction using a scatter die. 5 inches. Okay, actually that's maybe not too bad, because as you can see here, it's just going on the left where it should have been, but the problem is that the grenade was supposed to explode just over here on the tank. But here on the left we have that building. So actually that might be great because the grenade might just actually that's a tough one, because actually the grenade might slip just beneath that that stairs. So I think that's completely a miss actually. The grenade will explode somewhere beneath that stairs, and that's yeah, that's completely a miss. Like the grenade have a 2-inch radius. Actually it has the multi-blast tree. That means I will need to use a scatter die to define in which direction the multi-blast is exploding. So if it goes in the right direction, I might have some luck. So this one will be going... So basically, what is happening over here? My grenade is exploding somewhere, not here, somewhere. Sorry for the... My grenade is exploding over here, then the multi-blast make it one of the secondary grenade move in that direction, that will bounce and explode toward the building where the tag is written, and then the third one is also exploding against the wall, so nothing is happening with that grenade, and that's really a shame. But anyway, we have some guns we can fire. So first off, I will... as you can see here, Alani Kelso have line of sight on all of them. Here, John McClane has line of sight, he will fire at that first enemy. Where is John McClane? So John McClane is equipped with the MAC-10. He will fire in automatic, so 3 shots. Taking a couple of dice. So, he's firing 3 shots in automatic at -1, a 4, 2 and a 1. It's within 8 inches, so no penalty over here. So you have a shooting stat of 4, -1 because of the rapid fire, -2 because he doesn't see really well the enemy, so that's a total of -3. So here you basically have a shooting stat of 1, so that's a 5, that's a 3, that's a 2. Rolling defense on the 5. Oh, that's a miss. Rolling defense on the 3. That's also a miss. Rolling defense on the 2. That's also a miss. He completely missed all his shots. This game doesn't start well at all. So that's end of the fire, end of the combat phase for him. Now let's move on to Alani Kelso. Alani Kelso, he's equipped with a Uzi. She will fire, same thing, 3 shots in automatic. Oh, that's a bit better, 6, 5 and 1. She have a shooting stat of 5, -2 because of she's tired, does she have a good line of sight? Yes, she has a pretty good line of sight. She will fire at the first enemy that John McClane was shooting at. So no penalty, just one -1 because of the rapid fire. So that's a total of -3. That's so basically she has a shooting stat of 2 plus 6. That's an 8. The enemy can't beat that. That's a 7. The enemy can beat the 7. Rolling defense. Oh, he beats that. And here we have a 1, 2, we have a 3, rolling defense on the 3. That's also pass, so that means only 1 bullet hits the enemy. Rolling lethality. 6, that's lethal. The first shot killed that enemy. So we have a first kill. Okay, let's... oh, she just get a 1 point bonus. She get a 5 kill. So she get a 1 point bonus in one of her stats. 5, that's melee, but she already are full in melee. And 3, it will be her shooting stat. So she just gained 1 point in her shooting stat. So now let's go on to the combat phase for this group. So first we have John C over here that will fire at the last man. John C, he will fire with his... Let's actually check the range for the shotgun maybe. Yeah, he's a bit too far for shooting with the shotgun, so I will do the same thing. I will do 3 shots in automatic with his MP5. So 5, 1 and a 1, and basically you only have 2 bullets left. Same thing for Alani Kelso, only 2 bullets left for Alani Kelso. So you have a shooting stat of 4 minus 1 because of the rapid fire, that's a 3. So basically the first is an 8 and the 2 other are 2, 4. Rolling defense on the 8. This is actually automatically a hit. Rolling defense on the 2, 4. This one is a miss and the second one also a miss. So the first wound, checking lethality. It's not lethal, checking casualty. A 3, it's not too great. Casualty. 3, medium wound, the model is stunned for 2 turns and suffer -2 to all air stat. He can only fire with a sidearm. Oh, that's great, because that model here is not equipped with a sidearm, he just has his rifle, so he basically has been shot in the arm. So that's great. Yeah, let's... So, next up, we have our SWAT guy over here that will fire at the tank. He has pretty good line of sight on him. So let's do that first. Where he is? He's here, Brian Gamble. He's equipped with MP5. He will do the same thing. 3 shots, automatic. Oh, that's good. 6, 5 and a 3. You have a shooting stat of 4 minus 1 because of automatic, so that's a 3, 6. So that's a 9, that's an 8, and that's 6. 9, 8 and 6. This is automatically a hit. This one too. So those two are automatically a hit. Now let's roll defense on the 6. That's a miss. Now let's check lethality. Lethal on a 5+. Not lethal the first one, not lethal the second one. So it's not lethal. Now let's check casualty. For the first shot. Oh, the first shot is pretty bad. Oh, that's great. Serious wound, the model is injured and begins to bleed out. So this guy, yes. We just hit the tank pretty badly and is bleeding out. And now... So that's pretty much it. My team doesn't have a good line of sight on any other model. Actually, what I will do is just with that guy, I will fire at the guy that is injured over here, just in case, so he doesn't move, he doesn't do anything else. So I will fire with my BCM Race 16 in rapid fire, so 2 shots. Oh, a 3 and a 2. You have a shooting stat of 3 minus 1 because of the rapid fire. So that's a 2. So we basically have a 5 and a 4. But we have a +1. So that's a 6 and a 5. Rolling defense on the 6. So the defense is pass. Rolling defense on 2, 3, 4, 5 on the 5. That's a miss, so this one is a hit, checking lethality now, 4+, and it's lethal. And anyway, actually, since he was already injured, that was automatically a kill. So that's the end of the combat phase for this area. So now we can move on to the enemy combat phase. We have that first rioter that will fire at that police officer, then the shotgun will fire at that guy over here, and the last one we'll see just after. So first off, the first rioter. The rioter have a shooting stat of 2, and I've pulled up this card because it's the train card. So basically all the GTF guy here have those stats there. So let's check first the AK rioters if he'll do a standard fire or a 4.56 a rapid fire. So rapid fire, 2 bullets. A 4 and a 2, he have a shooting stat of 2, that's 6. and that's a 4. Now defense. My guy have a +2 in defense because he's just behind that car. So rolling defense, 3 plus 2 in defense, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's a miss, and that second one, which is a 4. 1 plus 2, so that's a 3 plus 2 in defense, that's a 5. So the 2 bullets miss me. Now the guy with the shotgun, he will fire at that model over here. He's outside of his first range interval, which is 6 by default, but he's within 9. I think, yeah, roughly 9. So he will do a standard fire, a 2, plus his shooting stat of 2, that's a 4, -1 because of the range, that's a 3. Checking defense, 4, that's completely a miss. Let me just check the rules for the shotgun for buckshot. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. He can re-roll any failed targeting roll, but only in the first range interval, so that's also a miss. And finally, the last rioter, which is over here, doesn't have a pretty good line of sight, but he will just fire at the model, the police officer that is straight in front. So again, 1, 2, 3 standard fire, 4, 5, 6 rapid fire, so it's a standard fire. That's a 5 plus shooting stat of 2, that's 6, 7, that's a 7. Now rolling defense. 3 plus 2, that's a 5, plus 2 because she's behind the car, that's a 7. That means I think that the bullets hits her. Now let's check lethality. 1, it's not lethal. Now let's checking casualty. Oh, that's pretty bad. So this first GTF model is serious wound. The model is stunned for 2 turns and can only move 3 inches every turn. All its stats are reduced to 1, so that's pretty bad. So here this GTF model has been injured in the leg. She won't be able to run toward the exit, and that's really a shame because I wanted to extract as fast as possible. So we'll need to cover her while we go to extract. Now let's move on to the combat phase for those two guys. They just have a line of sight on the this military guy over here. So we'll first fire with the first enemy. 1, 2, 3 standard fire, 4, 5, 6 rapid fire. A 5 and a 1. 5 plus shooting stat of 2, that's a 7. -1 because of the rapid fire, that's a 6. Rolling defense on the 6. 2 plus 2 in defense, that's a 4. Plus 2 because of the car, that's also a 6. So that means that this bullet hits me. Now defense on the other one, and the other one doesn't hit me. Now checking lethality, it's lethal on 5 plus. It's not lethal, checking casualty. Oh, it's a really slight wound. It's a light wound. Model is stunned for 1 turn, no permanent effect. Okay, so we already have 2 GTF model that has been injured in that turn. Is not great. But yeah, at least no one has been killed. Yeah, now we move to the combat phase of the GTF unit. So first thing over here, my GTF guy here on the left, equipped with a shotgun, my sheriff will fire his shotgun against that model. So let's do a standard fire. That's a 4, plus shooting stat of 4, that's an 8. The enemy have a defense of 2 of only 1, is not in cover, so there is no way he can beat that. So that's automatically a hit. Now let's check casualty. Lethal on a 3+, so that's lethal. He just got smashed right in the face with a shotgun and he is killed. Now, second, we have that guy over here that will fire at the shotgun. Over here, he is equipped with a carbine, so he will do 2 shots. A 5 and a 4, shooting stat of 4, so that's a 9 and an 8. The enemy can't beat any of those. Even with 6, yeah, no way the enemy can beat that, so this one is also automatically killed. And the last one, I will try to shoot with my girl here, with my woman that is injured. So she's injured, so her shooting stat is only 1. She's equipped with a pistol, so she will do, she will do just rapid fire at -1. So basically, only the number of on the dice will be used. A 4 and a 3. Oh, I can still do something with that. Rolling defense on the 4. So that's a miss. Rolling defense on the 3. Oh, that's also a miss. That's a shame. So all my guys fired. No, that guy didn't fire, but actually... Oh, actually, yeah, I didn't saw that, but this guy have line of sight on those two models there. And actually, yeah, I also have that guy that is stunned, but that can fire. So let's first fire with that police officer on the guy on the left over here. So he will do rapid fire with his pistol. A 4 and a 3, shooting stat of 4, so that's a 7. And that's 6, rolling defense on the 7. That's a hit, rolling defense on the 6. That's a miss. Checking casualty, lethal on a 5 plus, that's a 6, that means that is lethal. Okay, we beat those fuckers. Sorry. So this one is a kill. Now on the last enemy, I will fire with my stun guy, which have a shooting stat of 1. He's equipped with a carbine. He will just do... no, he will do a rapid fire. So a 3 and a 2, rolling defense against the 3. That's a 4, that's a miss. Rolling defense on the 2, that's also a miss. So that's the end of the combat phase. No more enemy to fight. And that was a pretty crazy combat turn already. And now we can move on to turn 2. So we start turn 2. Turn 2, 3 guys move on that side. This guy started climbing the stairs. He won't have a very good line of sight that turn, but hopefully, since he has the gas mask, he can enter that contaminated building, and it has one window on that side, so it might cover that side, but there is also one window on that side, so that might be helpful. Then we have the group of 2 that move here, and actually John McClane is equipped with that holster that allows one use of this model sidearm outside of the combat phase. So I will right away fire 2 bullets, rapid fire against the standing enemies. So that will do 2 bullets at -1. You have a shooting stat of 4. So, plus 2, that's a 6. And that's a 5. Rolling defense on the 6. Okay, that's... let's say that's any of those actually, my shot miss. Now rolling defense on the 5. Oh, this one is a hit. Casualty, it's lethal on a 5 plus. Ooh, that's lethal, yes. So John McClane here just kill that guy over here. So that's the end of my movement phase. Sorry, we are still in the movement phase. So now let's move on to the enemy movement phase. I will move all the token, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Actually, before moving any enemies, we have one token here that is in line of sight of my group of model. So we'll draw one card first, and if it's an enemy, we'll use the Zablan Doctrine. And it's actually a level 1 enemy. So let's check what they are doing. Taking a dice. Zablan Doctrine. Oh, taking 2 dice. A 2 and a 6. Black dice. So that's the 2. 2 and 6. Careful, move and shoot. Careful, it's maximize use of cover. Okay, that's not great. So maximize use of cover. This group will probably move in cover toward that area. Or maybe behind that. Let's first check how many enemies spawn. 3. So 2 assaulter plus 1 rusher. So let's place down this group of enemy first. So he just placed that group of enemy. This group is using the Zablan doctrine, so the two guys over here will maximize use of cover, but this other one here is a rusher. She will move and sprint and try to enter melee combat with me. It's actually out of range. She can move 6 inches plus 2 inches for her sprint. That will bring her just over here, so she won't be able to enter melee combat that turn, so that's great. But the two other will move into cover, and now let's move on the rest of the tokens. So that's the end of the movement phase for the enemy. This one came towards me. Those two guys here move behind cover, so they will get a +2 in defense. Now I have this token that is quite near my group, so I will draw one card for that token, and also one more token is here in the alley, so I will draw 2 cards in that order. So the first one is 3 civilians, so nothing at the end of the street. And here we have a new enemy level 2 in the alley. So, enemy level 2, let's check what it is. Oh, it's a 1. So just 2 assaulters, that's perfect. Let's place them on the board. So here I have just 2 civilians that spawn on that side behind my GTF patrol, and here in the alley we have those 2 rioters, one with a pistol, one with the SMG, and the final thing I wanted to do is roll for that group over here to see what he will be doing. Same thing on the Zablan doctrine, a 6 and a 6, flank, move and sprint. Flank, it's indirect pass, move around terrain. So how they want to, how this guy could try to flank the GTF patrol? It's not an easy one because he can't go back since it will be too long. So what he will try to do to flank the enemies, probably move and go on this area. And actually, let me double check. Flank, move, pass, around cover, if no line of sight to enemy, sprint. So actually, he will do that. So he will try to move over here, and actually here he have the line of sight on the enemy, so he have line of sight on this police officer, so he just won't fire, won't sprint, he will be ready to fire. And that's the end of the movement. The GTF patrol here won't move, they will stay put waiting for help. Now let's move on to the combat phase. First thing I'm going to do, that woman over here, I will fire with my SWAT guy on the back. He's equipped with the MP5, but he can't, he will fire with this Colt M45, so we'll do rapid fire. That will remove 2 ammo. Rapid fire, 3 and a 1. Oh, that's bad. You have a shooting stat of 4, -1, that's a 3. So here we have a 6, and here we have a 4. Rolling defense on the 6. So this one is a hit. Rolling defense on the 4. This one is a miss. Casualty lethal on a 4+. Yes, it's lethal. So my SWAT guy here just pistoled that rioters and she is killed. Now that guy, I have a clean line of sight on that woman over here, but with -2 because she's in pretty good cover. Dante Adams is equipped with a Chris Vector. Let's just check the range. Oh, it's just outside of his first range interval. That means he will get a -1 and he won't be able to use the AO tech. So he will do anyway. Does he want to do an automatic fire? Yeah, he will do anyway an automatic fire. So we have 6, 3 and 2. We have a shooting stat of 4. -1 because of the rapid fire. -1 because of the distance. So that's a -2. We have a 2. So that's an 8. That's a 5. 8, 5 and 4. Rolling defense. Actually, this one is automatically a hit. Rolling defense on the 5. That's also a hit. Actually, she get a +2 to defense. Yeah, wait one. Let's reset. This is an 8. Rolling defense on the... yeah, this one is a miss. Rolling defense on the 8. Oh, that's also a miss. Rolling defense on that one, so that's a 4. That's also a miss, so he completely missed all his shots. Holy moly. Okay, so this one fire. Now we have that one that will also fire at her. He is equipped with the BCM RC16 that lost his silencer, but anyway the alarm is raised. So he will also do a rapid fire, 2 bullets. A 5 and a 1. You have a shooting stat of 3 -1 because of the rapid fire. That's a 2, that's a 7, and that's a 3. That's a 7 and that's a 3. Rolling defense on the 7. 3 plus 1, 4, plus 2 because of the cover, that's a 7. So yes, she's not hit. She's not hit. Rolling defense on that one, which is a 3. Actually, I get a +1 to targeting roll in the first range interval, so that's an 8. That means that the 7 in defense, that's a hit. And this one, we have shooting stat to -1 because of the rapid fire, so I do 2, 3, 4. That's a 4. And this one is a miss. Now let's checking casualty. Casualty lethal on a 4+. And that's a 6, yes! So this guy just headshot that woman over here. Bam! And he gained 1 stat point. Okay, end of my combat phase for those guys. Those guys here doesn't have line of sight on any enemies. They are all dead. Actually, I will loot that dead body over here. On a 5, I found something, and on a 6, it's a better quality. No, it's standard quality, a standard weapon. And I'm finding a G36C. Yup, focus. Okay, yeah, a cool weapon. Let me put that on the side. And I can remove that dead body. This one has been looted. So, that's the end of my combat phase. Nothing else to do. And now we can move on to the enemy combat phase. Enemy combat phase, this model over here will fire at that one. Since he moved a bit on the back, this one just will get a -1 because he's still a bit in cover, but not that much. So first he's equipped with a pistol. On a 1 to 3 it's a standard fire. A 5 plus shooting stat of 2, that's a 7. So that's a 7. Ooh, that's pretty bad. Rolling defense. Oh, yes! Damn. So that's... the shot completely missed me. That's perfect. Now, those two guys over here, my lady that was injured, since she's pretty badly injured, she is not standing up, she just crouched behind that car and she won't be able to get shot at least by that side. So those two guys over here, both of them will fire at that GTF guy over here. So the first one is equipped with a pistol. 4.56, it's a rapid fire. Oh, a 6 and a 2, that's dangerous. So the 6 plus 2 shooting stat, that's an 8, -1 because of the rapid fire, that's a 7. And the other one is a 3, a 7 and a 3. Rolling defense on the 7. 5 plus 2 in defense, that's a 7, plus also 2 because I am behind the car. So that's the bullet miss me, that's perfect. And for the 3, that's also miss me, that's perfect. And we have that last enemy which is equipped with carbine, same thing here. 1, 2, 3 standard fire, 4, 5, 6 rapid fire, a 2 and a 1, rolling defense on the 2. So the 2 plus 2, that's a 4, -1 because of the rapid fire, that's a 3. 2 plus 2 in defense, that's also a 3, but plus 2 also because it's behind the car, so that's a miss. Rolling defense on that one, and also miss me. So the enemy shots completely miss me. That final guy over here, is he doesn't have line of sight on my group of 3 behind the car, but he has line of sight on that police officer with the shotgun. So he's let me just check the range. So he's pretty far from that guy. He's equipped with Mach 10 with a silencer. He is within 17 inches. That means he will get a -2 to its shooting stat. 1 to 3 standard fire. So he's doing a standard fire. A 3 -2, that's basically a 1, plus his shooting stat of 2, that's a 3. Rolling defense of my guy, that's a 3, he missed me. Oof, perfect. So that's the end of the combat phase for the enemy. We can move on to... this guy is not stunned anymore. We can move on to the combat phase for my guys. My guys, we have that first, the shotgun will fire at that guy, and this model over here will fire at the guy with the carbine, the most dangerous one over here. So let's do the shotgun first. He's equipped basically with a Mossberg 500 like that. So standard fire, 2, plus shooting stat of 4, that's a 6. That's a 6. Okay, rolling defense. Let me again check buckshot on the roll. I'm not used to use shotgun. So with the buckshot I can re-roll any failed targeting roll. So right now we are at 6. Yes, we are at 6. Let's roll defense. Let's say it's a 4. Plus Rioters 1 in defense. Okay, that's the first thing is not a miss. I actually hit him with the first shot. So that's perfect. It's lethal on a 3+. And it's lethal. Damn, boom. So the shotgun guy here is really lucky and is really dangerous too. So he just killed that guy with his second shot. And here, that guy, which is equipped with a carbine, will fire 2 shots at that model over here. So let's do 2 shots in rapid fire at -1, a 4 and a 1. So you have a shooting stat of 4, that's 7, and that's a 3. 7, rolling defense on the 7. Oh, that's a miss. This one is a miss. Rolling defense on the 3. That's also a miss, so the 2 bullets miss the enemy. So that's the end of the combat phase. We can now start turn 3. Turn 3, end of my movement phase. So I've moved one guy over here, one guy there, one guy here. Here there is one that just came inside the building and that is at that window over here. On the other side there we have John McClane that move and sprint. That means he enter base contact with the JTF team. That means that now I can control this whole team and move them as any other of my miniatures. And we have Alani Kelso that move over here, but yeah, she won't be of any help for that turn. So that's the end of my movement phase. Now let's check what the enemy will do, and I will start with that first guy over here. He will use the Zablan Doctrine, a 2 and a 4, a 2 and a 4, hold and shoot. So okay, that's perfect. He will stay put, he will remain in position, so he will get a +2 in defense because he's behind this concrete barrier. Now let's check what this group of 2 guys will do. Same thing here, Zablan Doctrine, a 6 and a 2, careful, tactical and shoot. Tactical that will get a +1 to their defense, and tactical, what they can do to be tactical. I guess the best thing they can do is just move toward this dumpster and try to be a bit sneaky, try to stay a bit behind cover, so they will get, let's say they will all, those 2 will get a +2 in defense, +1 because of the tactical move, +1 because of this dumpster. So that's the end of the visible enemy movement phase. Now I will move all the enemy token. So I first started to move the civilian a bit away from the gunfight before moving all the tokens. I started moving those 2, they are still pretty away from the gunfight, but those 2 didn't move and they are quite near the gunfight area, so I will first draw 1 card for that token and the second one for that token. So let's draw the first one. the first one will be, yes, empty, so nothing on the first one, and on the second one? Okay, so more civilian on that second one. So that's cool. We have, yeah, I don't have enough civilians, so let's just place one over here. So one more civilian there. And here we also have one token, and I will unveil also that one to see what it is. And to see if it's an enemy, I will use the Zablan Doctrine again. Oh, again, some enemy, level 1 enemy. Enemy spawn, so we have a 4, 2 assaulter, 1 support or 1 thrower. And it's a support, it's a guy that can heal anyone, so let's place down on the board. So I just placed that group of enemy, 2 assaulter and 1 support, and they will use the Zablan Doctrine to move toward my group of or not maybe. So 6 and a 6. Flank, move and sprint. Okay, so how... They are already in a pretty good flanking position since all my guys was in good cover from that side, but not that side, so what they will do... Move and... Well, wait one. Flank, move and sprint. Ho ho ho! 2-6, move and sprint, they won't shoot that turn. Oh my, that's perfect. That's perfect, that means that it's not a threat actually. It's not a threat, they won't shoot that turn. And what they can do if they want to flank me? That's a good question. They can either flank me by going on this alley toward that area, or maybe on that alley. And I think they will head to that alley over here, trying to flank me from that area. So yeah, let's move them and see where they are going. Actually, I just got a different idea. Since we have those pile of crates on the left here, they actually just run and climb those pack of crates and move on top of that building, so they are in a really perfect position to flank me. And the support is remaining on the ground floor here. He will try maybe next turn to run towards some of the dead enemies here to try to heal them. But they won't shoot that turn, and that's more than what we needed, so that's perfect. So now let's move on to... Actually, we also have that group. Let's check what they will be doing. A 5 and a 5. A 5? No way! They will do the same. Move and sprint. So this group will definitely move over here. They will move over here trying to flank me from, let's say, this area, and right now I don't have any line of sight on them. So now I can move on to my GTF patrol movement phase. So end of the movement phase for my guy. We have the shotgun that went on that side, the carbine went on this side to try to kill those 2 guys. The injured woman started to move toward the exit. I will probably exit by where I came from. And we have also that model over here. So she can only walk 3 inches. So she walked 3 inches. And then this police officer came and helped her, and they move together 1 more inches. And then we have the military guy over here that is ready to fire at the guy on the roof. And yeah, we can go now onto the combat phase. Start of the combat phase, I have Shane Walsh on top of the roof that will actually target the first enemy on the top of the Starbucks coffee shop. You have a really perfect line of sight, so let's first do targeting roll, a 5, plus his shooting stat of 6, that's an 11, minus 2 because he is tired. So that's a 9. That's a 9. Actually, there is no way the enemy can beat that. He's not in cover, since we are in a pretty high position. I also got a +1 because I have high ground, so yeah, that's automatically a hit. Lethality, it's lethal on a 3+, and it's lethal. Damn, boom. So here, this guy is shot by my sniper. That's perfect. That was a great idea to have the sniper ready over here. Now we have that model over here that will fire at the second one. This one will get a +2 in defense. Let's actually give one point to Shane. So who is that? It's actually it's one of the GTF patrol, so I'm using that card instead. Shooting stat of 4. He will do a rapid fire. Yeah, rapid fire. Oh, that's bad. That's not great. You have a shooting stat of 4, -1 because of rapid fire, -2 because of the good position, like he's behind a good cover, so that's a total of -3. So that's a 4. So that's a 4, and that's a 3. Rolling defense on the 4. That's miss. Rolling defense on the 3. Rolling defense on the 3. 2 + 1 defense, that's also a miss. So the 2 bullets miss him. I've run with that guy. I can't shoot. I can actually shoot with Alani Kelso. She has line of sight on that model. Let's just double check. Yeah, where she is. Yeah, she has line of sight on that model. -2 because he's still behind a good cover. I will probably switch to my SIG 556. She will... Oh, that's a tough one actually. Let me check the range. So my little problem is that since she's tired, she already got a -2 in her stat. That means she has a shooting stat of 4. If she switched to her long weapon, which doesn't have the compact rule, she will get also a -2 to her shooting stat for that turn. So basically she will have a shooting stat of 2. That's not really good, so maybe I will keep the Uzi. I can't do an automatic fire, I will do just a standard fire. A standard fire, yeah. Oh, that's great. 6. Plus shooting stat of 4, that's a 10. -1 because of the range, because I'm far. Ah, actually, he can't beat that, he can't beat that. Now let's check lethality. Lethal on a 5+, please. It's not lethal, not checking casualty. Oh, it's a really, really bad wound. Yes! Catastrophic wound, the model is instantly unconscious. Yes! Actually, I still have that enemy medic that here can next turn try to heal anyone, so that's... Yeah, I need to remember that. But that's the end for now. Now let's check on this side. So shotgun guy will fire at that one and the carbine at the second one. So the shotgun guy, actually I forget to remove some of the ammo from that guy. He only have 1 ammo left. This one doesn't have any more ammo. Alani Kelso, she's okay. Okay, that's great. So he will fire his only remaining bullet from his Mossberg. 4. What I'm saying? No. It's so I'm mixing stuff up. It's not that guy with the Mossberg. It's one of the guy from the patrol, which doesn't have any cards for now. So he's just firing at 4 plus shooting stat of 4. That's an 8. 8. Yeah, that's an 8. He's not in cover, so yeah, rolling for defense. That's a miss. Checking casualty. 3. It's lethal on 3+, it's lethal, and shotgun guy hits again, and this one is killed. I really hope that when I will do the selection of the miniature, I get this guy, because I already love him. He just succeeded at all his shot with his perfect shotgun. So now let's checking this guy with his carbine will fire again 2 shots. A 5 and a 2, 5 and a 2, you have a shooting stat of 4, that's a 9, and that's a 6. Can't beat the 9, automatically hit. Let's defense on that one. 5 plus 1, 6, so this one is a miss. Checking lethality on that one, and it's lethal. So this one is also killed. So we wreck the hell out of those enemies, that's perfect. So that's it for here. Now we still have that enemy. That enemy, I will first fire with that model. So this is John Grimes. John Grimes doesn't have any more ammo on that weapon, but is equipped with that Spike Dragon. It's within first range interval. He will do a rapid fire. So a 6 and a 4, you have a shooting stat of 3 plus 2 because of the 2 accessory, but minus 2 because of the rapid fire, so that's a 3 plus 1, that's a 4. So here we have a 10, can't beat that, and here we have an 8, he also... Oh, actually, he's behind a concrete barrier that will grant him a plus 2 in defense. So here we have a 10, we have basically an 8, he still can't beat that, and this is a 6, he can beat that potentially. And this one is also neat, so he is killed, and he just have 1 ammo left in his pistol. So that's the end of that turn actually. Nothing else is happening. Now I will actually loot some stuff. This guy here will loot that MV. Let's do that first. On a 2 I don't find anything. Now this guy will loot that car. So for that I'm using that table. It's a standard campaign mission. A 4 and a 2, a 4 and a 2, I don't find anything. So that's it for here. Here it's also great, here is also great. And here inside, since it's a contaminated building, I find automatically something inside. First, let's check the quality. On a 6, it's a better quality. Oh yes, it's a superior card. Now on 1, 2, 3, it's a weapon. On a 4, 5, 6, it's an equipment. 1, 2, 3, it's a weapon, yes. What it is? Woohoo! Oh, sorry, a bit too excited, but I got a name 79? Oh, sorry, bad at numbers in English, but anyway, I got this awesome grenade launcher, that's really cool. Actually, I can't equip it because I'm already full with Jonesy, but I will just place it in my backpack. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, love that mission for now. So that's it for this guy, and all the other fired or they do some stuff and they just won't be able to do anything else. And yeah, that's the end of that turn. Let's move on to next turn. So we start turn 4, and turn 4, since the alarm is raised, one enemy level 2 will enter the board from a random table edge. So let's first choose the entrance, 1, 2, 3 and 4. And 4, oh my god, they arrive on my back over here. So now let's check what is actually this enemy. Level 2. It's a 2, it's 3 assaulter. So 3 assaulter will just spawn over here. No, that's really bad. Okay, let's place them on the board. And also next turn we will get our first Fog of War card. So that's the group of 3 enemies that just spawn, and we can now move on to my movement phase. So, end of my movement phase. This guy turned to face the group that just spawned. Same for this guy, he's just turning facing that group of enemies. This model didn't move, he entered Overwatch, ready to fire at that token that arrived. This model inside also didn't move, he entered Overwatch. Alan Nickelso move on that side too. We have John McClane that is coming also there. Here, this police officer is helping the woman to move on that area. Move back over here. This guy entered Overwatch. He has line of sight on the enemy medic here on the left side, so that will be helpful too. And the 2 guys here move on the back. So we have quite a lot of people to control on that mission now. But now my goal is again just to try to escape from the board as quick as possible. And actually one of the 2 guys, instead of moving them on this side, this guy was there, we just move on this side so at least he can loot that car. And yeah, that's the end of my movement phase. Now let's check the enemy. Yeah, let's check the enemy. First thing is that the medic here will try to climb on top of the stair to try to heal one of the dead body. This will trigger the Overwatch from my guy. This is one of the patrol guys, so he doesn't have any card. He will do a standard fire at -1 because of the Overwatch, so that's a 4. +4, that's an 8, that means that it's automatically the enemy. Let's check lethality. It's a carbine, lethal on a 4+, so that's not lethal. Let's check in casualty. He's just stunned. He's just stunned, that means he just can't move. He was just trying to move. He was just trying to move and he has just been shot. He's just stunned for that turn. Won't be able to do anything else. Now for that group over here, we'll do the Zablan Doctrine again. Not with that. A 5 and a 3. 5 and a 3. Reckless, tactical and shoot. Ooh, tactical, that means that they move only their agility stat, which is 2. They will get a +2 in cover, so that's not really great. So 2, that won't move them really far from where they are. They will get a +2 in defense. I also don't think... Actually, I have John McClane that just can see the head of one of them, so he can do a shot at -3. And he also don't have any visibility. Over here, what do we have? My SWAT guy doesn't have any visibility, but here my guy on top, just behind, just next to the MV, have line of sight on 2 of them. So we'll be able to fire at any of those 2, but that means that those 2 will also be able to fire at him. So that's it for the visible enemy. Now let's move the token. So actually, before moving all of them, we have a first one here that will unveil them and see if it's an enemy. It's nothing, so nothing over here. We have one here on the back. We have one civilian there, okay, so that's great. Let's just pick one civilian from that group. So we have one civilian on that side. What other token do we have? Oh, we have those 2 tokens over here. Yeah, let's draw one card for that one. This one is still pretty far, and that's the last token. So that's great. Let's draw one card, and the first one is empty. Okay, that's perfect. So nothing over here. So now we can move on to the enemy moved. I moved. Now we can move on to the combat phase. First thing I'm going to do is with Shane Walsh. He's in a pretty good firing position over here, so we'll fire at probably the most dangerous enemy, which is the one with the assault rifle in the middle. He's in a pretty good firing position, so just let's say -1 on that model over here, the one in the middle. So he's equipped with the sniper. He gets a +1 to hit. So a 2, +1 because of the scope, that's a 3, plus shooting stat of 6, but -2 because of him being tired. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, also +1 because you have a high ground, that's an 8. So the enemy can only beat ça on a 6. That's a 5, that's a hit. Now checking casualty, it's lethal on a 3+. It's lethal, yeah, bing. So this one is killed by the sniper. Okay, so I really love that sniper rule, and it works really well to have them placed on one side, outside the table. So that's it for him. Now this guy over here, he will fire. He's equipped. Ah, damn it! He didn't reload. He's reset, that means he only have 1 bullet left in his Spike Dragoon. It's also outside of his first range interval, that means he won't be able to benefit the +2 of the accessory. But yeah, I don't have any choice. Actually, no, I don't have any choice. Oh my bad, it's not him. It's the guy with that is crouching. It's Dante Adams with the Chris Vector, and that's perfect. Let's actually check the range. I think it's it's 14 inches, so I'm not within the range of the vector. Yeah, anyway, I will still fire with the vector. I can't fire in automatic. Actually, I will fire with the pistol. So I will fire 2 shots, rapid fire. Oh, that's bad. 2 and a 1. You have a shooting stat of 4. -1 because of the rapid fire, -1 because of the distance. So that's a 2. So this is a 4, and this is a 3. That's terrible. Rolling defense on the 4. Oh! 1 + 1 in defense. This is a hit. Rolling defense on the 3. Oh! So the 2 bullets hits her and kill her. What I am lucky today on those 2 shots. This one, no line of sight. Anyone have... Actually, I have line of sight with John McClane over here, which is right there. He can shoot with a -3 penalty. Where is John McClane? He's here. He will fire with his P226. That would be very funny. Actually, no, I will fire with the Mach-10. So I can still fire outside of the combat phase, just after the combat phase, before switching to next turn. So let's do a standard fire with the Mach-10. A 3, -3 because of the... he can just barely see his head. So basically he's shooting at 4. So we roll defense on 4. A 2 plus 1 point in defense, that's also a hit. Now checking lethality, lethal on a 5+. That's not lethal. Checking casualty is just stun. Is just stun for that turn. Stat reduced to 1. So that's the end of the combat phase. This enemy doesn't have line of sight on any of my model. This guy also he's not injured. He's injured. He's stunned. What I will do is just loot that car with that model. So here, where is my table? My loot table. So here, campaign mission, a 5 and a 3. I found something. 3 and a 5. I found some building materials. That's a 4. So let me take a 4 and place it on this guy. So finally, finding a bit of resources. So that's great. No other model can loot or are in contact with some dead bodies. Annie Kelso is too far from those dead bodies. So yeah, that's the end of that turn. We now move on to the next turn. Next turn, we start by discovering a Fog of War card. Oh, that's so funny. I wanted that card when I was in a bad situation, but I'm pretty okay for that turn. 4 GTF model enter the area from a random table edge. The player takes control of them for the rest of the game. And okay, so we have 4 new models that join my force. And actually, it's yeah, that's really funny. Now let's choose the point of entry. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And a 5-6 I will reroll. A 5-6 I will reroll. Damn it. 4! They arrive at my extraction point. So we have 4 new models that arrive here, trying to help me, because maybe they also heard the rescue call for the GTF patrol that were ambushed, and they also came to help them. So we have 4 new GTF models that will spawn on that side of the board. So here are the 4 GTF models that just entered the area. They are right away in contact with that guy. He will be wrecked. So that's perfect. And now we can finally take some time maybe to loot some stuff. I want still to extract all my 5 models. And actually the 4 models that just joined, I will also gain them for the rest of my campaign. So if I extract the 5 here, that means I will gain 9 new models with that mission. that's that's hilarious, but yeah, that's perfect. So I will be able to do more things in the future, and the next battle, the next mission briefing will be awesome because I will be able to select 9 new model in my campaign. So yeah, we'll see that later. First, now we need to extract, and since we have a ton of dead body, I will try to loot all those dead body and see if we can find some stuff. So yeah, let's move on to the movement phase. Okay, end of my movement phase. Those 2 guys here came in base-to-base contact with that guy. So he's just been knocked off, and actually I won't kill him. I will take him as prisoner. That will grant me something pretty cool. I don't have that printed on paper, but basically it will give me some intels, and it will allow me some stuff for the next mission, but I don't remember. I will need to read the rules I've written, but yeah. So that's cool. This one has been taken as prisoner. What happened else? This guy moved to loot that vehicle. Same thing with that woman here. This guy will loot that vehicle. This guy will loot that dead body. Same thing over here. Those 2 guys stay over here to cover from... We still have 1 rioters on the left here, but he's injured. And we'll leave him like that. We still have the sniper that will try to maybe reload and do something. We try to move the injured model there, and here we are in contact with a lot of dead bodies actually. So let's yeah, the enemy on his side, actually what he will do, he will try to move toward the closest enemy can heal, which is that one. He will heal him, and actually he will put him back on his feet right away. So this guy can't shoot, but this guy will be able to shoot that turn, which is not really great, but yeah, that's how it is. So now let's actually jump onto the combat phase. Combat phase, I have those 2 guys with carabines that can fire at that enemy model. So we start with the guy that has been just healed. So a 4 and a 1, -1 because of the rapid fire. We have a 3 and a 0. So that's basically we have a 4. So the first one is the second one is a 4, and this one is a 7. So this one is a 7. Sometimes it's just hard to remember all the numbers. So 7 and a 4. Rolling defense on the 7. That's a 1 plus 1 in defense plus 2 because in really good cover. So that's a 4. So this one hits him. Checking defense on the 4. That's a 6. So this one doesn't hit him. Checking lethality. 6. It's lethal. So this one is killed again. He was already down, but he's killed again. And now the second JTF guy will fire at the healer. So 5 and a 3. -1 because of the rapid fire. So basically here it's a 2, here is a 4. Rolling for defense. So this is a 4 plus 4, that's an 8. 4 plus 1, that's a 5. 6, 7 because of the good defense. So this one hits him. Rolling defense on that one. 4, 5, 6. 6. This one also hits him, and the medic is killed. So this one is also killed. Damn. Damn, this unit that I have just saved is really good at shooting. So that's the end of the combat phase. Now we can start to loot some stuff. So we'll start first by looting the dead body. So we have one here, one here. We have Alan Kelso that is in contact here, and my shotgun guy over here that is in contact with this guy. So I will roll 4 dice. 2 5, so we found 2 objects. Now checking quality on those 2 weapons. A 5 and a 4, so 2 standard quality weapons. So, what do we have here? A Scorpion Evo 3, which is great, and an AKMS. Okay, that's cool. So 2 new weapons, put that on the back. I will be able to sell them pretty soon with the stuff that I'm building at my base. Yeah, let's just remove the stairs. And what I will do also here, we have John McClane, which is contact with a tank. A tank is a really tough archetype, so this guy drop a better quality gear. It will be a weapon and it will be a superior card, and it's an M417. Yep. Focus. An M417, so a cool battle rifle with a high lethality. Place that on the side. So this one has been looted too. So that's the end of the looting for the dead body. Now let's check the resources on some of the vehicles. So I just misclick and I forget to record what just happened, but basically I looted those two cars. On those two cars I only found one resource. It was a building materials that I placed on my SWAT guy, and I also on that car here I just found a backpack that will allow me to equip 2 items on one of my guy. So this is what happened. I forget to just wrongly record. And yeah, that's the end of that turn. We can move on to turn 6. So turn 6 here, we just enter contact with the 2 dead bodies. This guy is escorting the prisoner back. This guy will loot that car. Those 2 models sprinted on the left side to try to loot some of those military vehicles to try to find some valuable stuff. I will be able to loot that car too. I still have 1 enemy to loot there. And here I'm slowly moving my injured police officer back to the start of where I want to extract, and I will also loot that car. So yeah, that's the end of the movement phase. Now let's check the loot. So for the loot I'm in contact with 1, 2, and here 3 dead bodies. So let's roll 3 dice. Oh, 3 items. Now let's check quality. Give me some 6. Give me some 6 and 0, 6. Yeah. So 3 weapons. Ooh, what do we have here? A fall. That's cool. High lethality, but no specific rules. But we have a Beretta M9, so that's cool, and an old school MP5 that will be cool for some SWAT guys. So that's okay. So I can remove all those dead bodies. Next up, I will loot the vehicles. So we have 1 civilian vehicle, 2, and 3, the red one. So let's do 3 roll on the campaign table. A 6 and a 4, a 4 and a 6, some food, finally some food. Actually I don't need the food anymore since I have a pretty good supply lane, but yeah, anyway. A 4 and a 5, again some food. And the last one, that's nothing. 4 and 2, that's nothing. So 2 food, food is the number 2. So who looted? So the first one was Alani Kelso, and the second one was my SWAT guy, and also another food. So that's it, and yeah, nothing else to do. Let's move on to the next turn. And on the next turn, actually, a new enemy will enter the board. It's a level 1 enemy. So next turn, one level 1 enemy will enter the board. Let's select the point of entry. So they won't be coming from that side since I already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 models on that area. So it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's a 1, so they will be entering the board from that area over here. And what is that enemy? It's a 2. So it's just basically two basic assaulters, and they will enter the board from this area, but it won't be a big of a threat since I'm pretty close to the exit. But yeah, let's place them and move on to the movement phase. I never had that many miniatures in my campaign, so that's really funny to have all of them here. So Alani Kelso came inside that building. She will loot that building for some resources. A 4 and a 5, 4 and a 5. It's again some food. So we found plenty of food today. So what's next? Nobody. Actually, this guy just probably is moving toward that. nothing to loot anymore on this area, just need to extract now with my injured model, so everyone is covering that. And I will loot with those two models to find something in those two vehicles. And a 6 and a 1, I found one item checking casualty, checking quality, and a 6, that means it's a superior equipment, and it's a second backpack, so that's cool, a second backpack, much needed. And yeah, I think we can end up this mission over here, because next turn what I will do is just move everyone. My injured will probably arrive towards this area over here. The two guys will just run and arrive around here, and I will just move everyone back to my spawn area. So yeah, they won't be able to do anything, and even though I could have Alani Kelso that throw a Stinger Hive toward this area to cover the extraction, but yeah, that's the end of that mission. I didn't expect that. This was completely crazy. So I save 5 of them. One of them is pretty badly injured, and this model will need several turns to be healed. But that's cool, I already saved 5 of them, plus the addition of the 4 ones over here. That's pretty crazy. That's an addition of 9 models to my joint task force. So that's really funny. Can't wait for the briefing of next mission, so I can choose which model join my force. So thanks everyone for staying with me for this new battle report. Hope you like that, and I will see you guys for the next one. Bye everyone.